Hey guys, Evan, the blind strength coach from caneandablefitness, and as you may know, I am training for the Adaptive Strength World Championships in order to be world's strongest disabled man. So here is going to be some clips and a little bit of a voiceover of a recent training session out in the garage working on log and farmer's walk. And if you have any questions, go ahead and shoot them down in the comments, and please like and subscribe to support the channel. Okay, so first up is the worst shot video of the day. I got it a lot better after this. I was doing multiple sets of 30 face pulls with a band and just kind of mixed up what angles I was going at in order to open up the shoulder. And then I switched to these lying weird lat abduction shoulder openers where it's like a weird lat pullover. This is really good for opening up my shoulder and my tricep where it crosses the scap, especially with my scoliosis. I have to take care of the long head of my tricep a lot better as well because it tends to lead to different shoulder issues. And then just to get a pump going, get some blood flow in the area, kind of open up the shoulders some more, really put some bend in the triceps. You can actually tell my wonky left tricep where my elbow sticks out extra because of nerve issues here. But it was 20 push-ups and kind of, again, just toying with that range of motion, opening things up. Then I moved on to these pseudo Peterson step-ups, just putting a little bit of blood in the knees and doing so in a safe range of motion before moving on to log, where I picked up the empty log, put it in my lap, really opened up the ankles even more, and then worked on my cleans and some good overhead positions, some strict press in order to be a little bit more specific of pressing things overhead instead of the push-ups. And again, just really making sure that I can kind of bully this log. It's amazing how much easier it feels after you're a little bit warmer compared to getting it out in the first place when you're cold. Again, working on that leg drive because I will be using a push press and not just strict pressing everything with these long, weak arms, but getting them a lot better for working on this leg drive and making it actually matter for competition. And moved on and was working my way up with our 88-pound total with the 20-kilo plates, and then adding some weight from there.
I like to pause. Okay, gotta talk about something. So a lot of people use the log and it gets on their throat a lot and they feel like they're gonna pass out and it's very discombobulating. Their heads are up. People have a lot of issues with bright lights in stadiums or the sun, when it's at an outdoor competition. This is kind of normal for me, and it's really good for me to get used to this. So because I'm always dizzy, nauseated, I got blurs jumping around all the time because of my blindness, this is a really challenging movement for me. And it's really hard to make sure you have enough breath, especially with my scoliosis, to make sure that I can actually keep some spinal integrity and not just give up on my T-spine, which there isn't that much to give. So it's really good, honestly, that in this competition, it's not pressing away for reps, but it's one at a time. So I can kind of catch my breath and then get nice and tight and systematically breathe every chance I get while keeping my core nice and tight during every bit of this movement. So when I'm picking this up, I'm taking a breath. Before I pick it up, then I have it in my lap, I re-breathe, pull in as much as possible, and then I roll it up and I try to get that press done without having to breathe extra and let that breath out, because then I really deflate a lot, again with my bad back, and then my body's always thinking that I'm passing out. Like a really hard arm workout will make me think that I'm about to pass out constantly because of the lactate and everything. So this is a really important one for me to work on my breathing and bracing and have that extra level of practice with. So that's why I'm going to be doing this a little bit more often when it comes to the competition, because it's so important for me to keep my bearings even underneath the pressures of competition and heavier weight. Now I'm going to get back to this, just hit 228, and I'm going to hit 243 and go from there.
Okay, so like I said, moving on to 243. This one got away from me a little bit. Wound up actually pushing myself backwards, which is better than falling forwards for me. So was confident enough in how that moved and dialing it in, and wound up moving up to 253 for the day, which is close to my all-time best on log push press, so not too shabby for second session back. Then what I did is you're going to be able to hear the beeps, but I was running off of an audible interval timer since I don't see very well. Going every 30 seconds, I would do a rep at this 228 for 3 reps, and I did this for 2 sets. That's going to keep me moving, but also not rushing myself, so I'm able to use a decently heavy weight for me and work on my form. Moving on, I took these from Nick Camby. He advised me to do these. This is a floor press with the axle. Optimally, I know I would have to have the pads a little bit higher to be able to get that full dead stop, but instead I was just able to use my triceps and then wiggle my way back out of there. Then a big tonal shift by switching over to farmer walks. Luckily, I have these handles in our garage, so I worked up to some accelerations with 275 per hand, which is equal to contest weight, which is going to be on a frame, and then switch back to pressing accessories, where it was overhead tricep extensions, straight into bench dips, straight into regular band tricep extensions, which is one of my absolute favorite pre-post exhaust combinations in order to really blow up the arms. Then I did some single arm hammer curls, and then single arm concentration curls, both with a fat grip, in order to just kind of keep things moving by doing single arm and just rolling back and forth. This session takes absolutely forever, so I'm lucky to be able to do it at home. Again, please like and subscribe to support the channel and follow along on the road to worlds.